Now you may have seen plans for a house which kind of look down from above like that. You might get the first floor and the second floor, something like that, and you'll have the front door and a couple of windows on the side there. And maybe you've got the hallway and that comes into a staircase going up, something like that. And let's say we've got a big room there and a door out the back, something like that. And then on the second floor, you can have a great big room at the top there. We've got the stairs sort of coming up there, and we want a landing, and we can have a bathroom there and a bedroom. So we'll have a window there and a window there, and let's have a double window in this one. And you look at that and go, what is that all about? What does the house look like? Well, you will also get with that, you'll get a side elevation, which will kind of, looking at that maybe, which will just do something like that, and you'll see two windows at the bottom, and you'll see 1, 2, 3 windows at the top. And let's put a little chimney on there as well. And then you'll see a front elevation. Well, it depends which way you're looking at it, really, which will look something like that. And you'll have a door at the bottom, and a window up above. So how do you convert that into a 3D image? This is the ground floor. So we need then to turn that into a parallelogram like that. And then we want to put vertical walls going up like that. And we can imagine, say, that's the first floor, and that's going to be the ceiling of the first floor, something like that. And then we can tell from here that we've got a triangle roof, and that will go something like that all the way to the back. These need to be parallel like that, and we've got a chimney at the back, so you've got a chimney stack going something like that. These should all be parallel, those lines like that. That's going down there. You're always going to have eaves on a building like that. We'll have a barge board as well, probably something like that. And so down here we know that we've got a front door like that, and we've got a window above it like that. And then here we've got 1, 2, 3. This is all very rough. We're going to have one like that, and we'll have one like that. And that is how you convert this into that. It's all up in your brain, isn't it? How do you do that? Well, it's experience. It's always experience. It always comes down to practice. And one thing that you can do that is really, really easy is get to draw boxes. So if you draw a parallelogram like that, it starts off with a diamond, doesn't it? And then draw 3 lines coming straight down, and that gives you a box. So that is your basic house. And don't worry about it being perfect. It's just getting this idea of 3D-ness into your head. You can add a bit of shade like that, and a bit of shade around the back there, and that kind of makes it even more 3D, and a bit of horizon makes it even more 3D. So if you've got a box, you can do it from the bottom as well. So you can draw like we did here. You can draw a diamond, or a parallelogram, rhombus, whatever you want to call it, and then draw the lines going up like that. So you're building it this time, and that can go up and across like that. And that is exactly the same thing, and that we just kind of worked it out in a different sort of way, and we just kind of firm up those lines, bit of shading, whoosh, 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 and a horizon in the background. It's a 3D box. If you want to, you can do any shape, well, rectangular shape anyway, so it doesn't have to be a cube. You can do it kind of like that as well. So we can do that and a bit of shade, and it's exactly the same thing. So that's one thing you want to do, is just create lots and lots and lots and lots of these boxes. And when I say lots, I mean a whole page full. A whole page full, yes, a whole page full, or even do a double page spread in your sketchbook every day, and you will get this slowly into your head. And then here is another exercise that you can do. Draw a square. So we're doing this from above, and let's draw another one there, and let's say draw another one there, and maybe another one there, and we could go 1, 2, 2, 1. So this is going to be tricky. So let's draw this from the bottom, and we're going to work this out. So that is the bottom one, and we're going to want to double that way. We're going to want to double that way. So you're immediately thinking converting this aerial view to the ground floor plan, so it's still pretty two-dimensional. And then we can start turning this into boxes. So if we put all these lines going up there, and if you do these lines very gently, then it'll be easier in the long run, because then you can sort of firm up the lines a bit later. And it's just kind of joining the dots. They're not dots, they're the tops of the lines, aren't they? This is 2, so we want 2 stories here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take these lines up again and create this shape. So we know that's going to be there like that down at the front, and that line's going to be there. So let's do these bits first. That's going to go across. So we got these boxes, then that's going to come there like that, and that will come down there like that, and then we got a little bit showing there, that comes down like that. So this is really quite a complicated shape, and we can make it a little bit easier to understand by putting in some shading on sort of this facing wall like that, and on that one. And we're going to get a bit of shading in on there too, actually, which is just going to kind of fade out a little bit. And we get a bit of shading on the ground there, and some shading on the ground there, which will go around the back. If you still find it confusing, you can then erase those pencil lines from behind there, and then that sort of makes it a little bit more obvious what's going on. And that is converting this simple pattern to that simple pattern there. If you go to my Patreon page, I will have set up a whole lot of little puzzles like this for you to look at, and there will be another sheet with the answers so that you can compare your drawing with it. There's one other thing I want to explain about this, is the floor plan, is how you start. So you could start with a really shallow, let's just do 2 boxes together. You could do a really shallow floor plan like that, and that's going to go something like that. So we can just sort of if you want, you don't have to go this fast. You can spend all afternoon or all morning doing this and getting it absolutely perfect and accurate if you're that kind of a person. If you're like me, you go bish bosh bash and do it. So this is done with a very shallow angle. But let's do something very similar. That's a shallow angle. This is a steeper angle. That's a slightly longer box there, isn't it? So let's do that. So this is a steeper angle, and we're going up there like that, and we're going to go straight across, and these will be parallel, and that will be parallel like that. So it's a different view, it's a different point of view, and depending on those angles, you know, you're either seeing it from the building across the street, or you're seeing it from a bird's eye view, a little bird flying over. And that's sort of how you can change your point of view, just by changing your original angle like that. In case you haven't seen me doing this on the live show, this is isometric graph paper. And what happens is that you can draw a little cube like that. So draw the diamond, and then you can draw your cube like that. And you have your sort of shading and a bit of shading around the back. And there you are, that's nice and easy. So if you think of this as being north, like that, then if you are drawing a ground plan like this, say 3 across and 2 down, and say 2 up there, 1, 1, 1, let's say it's something like that. And you're saying that, let's do it this way, I don't know why. Let's say this is north here. So that's the plan. Then we're going north this way, so we want to go 3 forward. So if you draw your ground plan in there, that's going to be 3 forward, and then we're going to go one to the side there, but this is going to be too high, so we'll draw one little box there like that, another little box on the top like that. This is going to be going, wait a minute, that should be 2, shouldn't it? 1, 2, and there's 1 around the back. So this is going up. So this is really to get your head around 3D if you have sort of problems visualizing. So you can sort of work your way around like this. So this is going to be a little tower of 2 blocks like that. And so basically we're using this isometric graph paper just to help us kind of build on it. And you can draw a bit of shading there and a bit of shading there, some shading coming down there, some coming around there like that, and maybe a bit of horizon in the background. And there you go, here endeth the lesson for Patreon.